is
Let's
our
go.
final table, guys.
Well, we're going to be getting back into it here.
Can you check the score on this one?
Yeah, let me get that
I know I have
going.
some insane score. So this is a really fun table, guys. It's an original table. It's basically a video game jukebox. And so you use the ramps on the left and right, and it'll change the song. And if you look up on the ramps right there, there's different little icons. And as you go through the icons, when you hit certain benchmarks, you play little mini games on the table based on Pac-Man. There's a
Invader,
Space
Invaders.
Wow. Oh, this is the one that
Almost said Invader Zim just because they have it on Prime right now. It's going away soon. But that's one of my favorite cartoons of all time.
this is really good, yeah.
Maybe my favorite
ex was,
cartoon.
like, my ex was got me super into it, and it was like right when it came out.
I started
Man, my
on.
pinball is gone. Whatever skills I had in pinball at the start of this stream has ended.
Yeah, you haven't had much luck in the past couple of tables. But guess what? I haven't really had so much on my
There we
end.
go. Space Harrier.
We need to get it together, man.
There it is. Bubble Bobble. Catechist. I don't know that one. Ooh. Galaga 88. We'll be playing that soon. Gods, man. I'm full.
Just keep getting those ramps. Keep getting those ramps.
Man, Gradius has got some bass.
Yeah.
Gradius is a shmup series that I would love to play through all of them,
Sure.
but not easy games. Very hard. I looked into it when I was gonna what games to do for my 52. I was like, oh, I'll do some shmup. I looked into Gradius, and people were like, even people who had beaten it were like, I fucking wanted to pull out my hair, and I'm like, yeah, I already was doing that. Any of you guys who
So I'm assuming
watch my streams,
I'm assuming it's harder than R-Type.
yes, it's. I think it's harder, and I think when you continue, you can start from the beginning of the level, even in the arcade. So like you can continue, but it's from the beginning of the level.
Okay, yeah.
So you can't just continue to fight the boss or whatever it was.
Right. No save points. You got to go through all that bullshit.
Get ready.
Life Force is Gradius for the NES. It's just called Life Force. That one is easier, but not by much. But Gradius, I think, dude, there was, I should have written, I got to write down some things, because even though it seems like I have a great memory, there's a lot of stuff I forget. But
Sure.
there was a side scroller, it might have been Life Force, that it's co-op. So you both are shooting at the same time, and they said it's much easier that way. Xenon, right when the mini game started. My score on this is 51 million. It doesn't even want to, because there's nothing to pull up because I did so bad.
Yeah. Chat, this bud's for you. I felt like that needed to be said.
All right, guys, we have a
Get ready.
Ball save.
next choice for you guys on chat is
Straight lane.
Black Widow, Duke Nukem Sour, or Harley Quinn's Ace?
Fatality.
Once again, chat, we have Harley Quinn's Ace, Duke Nukem Sour, or Black Widow.
Man, I have not been able to get up any of those ramps.
Once you get the feel, it just will consistently happen. But yeah, once it's same thing if you don't have it.
See, no, I shot for that. Like I'm overshooting or undershooting. No. Ball lost. Ball 3, baby. We got to make it happen. We got to make the magic happen right here.
We got one for Duke Nukem Sour.
I hate that. I hate that so much. Ball lost. Ball 2.
But you've already beaten your score on here, though.
Oh, fair enough.
You did. That's how bad you did last time you played this. You only had not even 600,000. You had 599,000 even.
Damn it. There we go. Got up that ramp.
Blood money. That's another.
There we go. Got up that ramp. That's the thing, is like, as long as I'm beating my previous score, I'm happy. I'm content with that. I'm not always trying to compete against you, you know what I mean? Like, a couple of reasons why. One, you do have this as at your disposal. This is at your place. I don't have the ability to come into
especially
this.
something like this that only exists virtually anyway.
Yeah.
51 million. That's just insanity. Who did that?
So this one's...
You're not done yet. You have one more ball. Feature
Jennifer-
pinball is always 5 balls.
See, I did it. I did it last
Yeah.
ball, and like, and I almost walked away. It even
just-
says it right there. Clear as day.
You would know it's not going to play the same music. It literally, you lose. Like, it makes a big deal about shoving it in your face.
Come on.
So Kim told me a really cool story the other day. So you remember I told you I taught her and her son to play Magic?
Yeah.
So his dad's really into Magic, so he's like, oh, well, let's play. So he brought out some cards and just demolished his dad, who's been playing Magic forever.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm a good teacher. Woohoo! I still got to get some Magic going because I haven't played those decks. And the only time that I played my Doctor Who deck was teaching people, so I didn't really get to.
Right. And
So we got to set some Magic time too, because I want to try out those decks I got. What's the point of buying them if I'm not going to play them? You know what I mean?
And I want to get Space Wizard on board with this, so that way we have 4 players on my place. Because a 4-player game, like, it changes things. It changes things. When there's extra ball, hell yeah, let's go.
She said it was a Christmas Magic beating.
Ball saved.
But see, his dad didn't even know. They're just playing regular Magic too. Like,
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, they have Commander decks because that's what we went out and bought. But like, he didn't even know about Commander or Doctor Who decks. And he's a big Doctor Who fan, so it also got him excited about Magic too. Like, oh shit, they got what's Commander? Like, I gotta go get Commander decks.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, they got Doctor Who decks. I gotta get that.
Commander's a completely different way to play. I got 3 million, but I don't know. Is it gonna show me my last score?
397,000. I don't know what the other 3 were.
$3,970,000. I'm just Maybe that's what happened last time. Is I just. But Commander is funny. It's a funny game because I've seen decks that shouldn't work win just because other players hated other players out on the board. They were like, no, you're not going to do this. So like, we see what you're doing, we're going to shut you down. So if all three players agree that they're going to go after you, you have to have a powerful enough deck to take on three players.
Well, Cam had like a card out that basically made it where everybody else, all their creatures had to attack every single turn.
Sure.
So me and her son, I was like, we got to agree, like, because that's fucking up our game. We got to take out that shit.
Right.
Because it's screwing with us. I mean, that happened even when we were at Danny's, because he had something that was screwing everybody.
Right.
And we all agreed, like, no, let's get rid of that. Like, we'll team up for now.
Right.
I'll worry about you later, because this is the threat of now.
Exactly.
And I think it's because Commander has a lot of more cards like that than the normal decks did. They didn't have as many cards that affected things in such a grander scale.
Well, the thing is you have such a wide pool because it's not like Standard where the most current sets are the only ones that are legal. So you're able to play from a card pool that's huge. And
I mean, I've never not played from any pool, but I'm saying back when I played, there was maybe one or two decks that had board wipes.
Sure.
And there's a lot of Commander decks that have something at least in that realm that does that, which
Right.
makes sense because most of the time you're playing with four people, but
Four people.
it doesn't make as much sense to board wipe when it's just you against one other person because it also screws you just as much.
Exactly. And if they can rebuild faster, then you screw yourself.
So there's a lot of cards that exist now that make more sense because there's different ways to play.
Exactly. And Commander being a 4-player format, you can play 5-player. It takes longer. We played a 6-man pod, and I told you, didn't I tell you, I'm like, this is going to take a long time because in order for everyone to resolve their turns, it takes...
Especially I feel they not play either.
Yeah, exactly. That takes even longer. But even with people that... I would say that it was still going at a pretty good tempo for considering the fact that no one knew how to play. A six-man pod is still hard to play.
Well, I mean, 0071 and Charisse, she had just learned how to play Magic. But at least if you know how to play Magic, you're just learning some other things. You're not learning how every card works as well.
Right.
That's the whole thing. Like, it's easy for me to learn how to play Commander because I'm just learning, okay, what's different? What things are involved in this? But, like, a card that's like Scry, it's going to still be Scry whether I'm playing regular Magic or Commander. Right? And if I've played a Planeswalker, still is treated the same way whether you're playing regular Magic or that.
Exactly.
Because her deck had... cards legendary cards, as commanders, but also had a planeswalker as well. So it took me a minute because I was like, I didn't know that they also had planeswalkers in commander decks.
Okay.
Because I hadn't seen that before.
Sure.
So I had to look it up for a second. I'm like, oh no, they're still treated exactly the same way.
Right.
So
and some planeswalkers can be a commander, but it has to specify.
It'll say
it has to specify on the
they're usually treated as another player. So if something when Planeswalker first came out, it was when you Planeswalker, because it was hard to get because you can have anywhere from 60 to whatever, because regular decks don't work the same as commander decks. You didn't have to have 100, right? But still,
Singleton.
The single card of just one Planeswalker still is very rare to have come out.
Sure.
Even with a 60 card deck.
A 60 card deck, like you run one, maybe two,
Yeah.
maybe. Unless if your strategy is going that deep onto and protecting them,
But our problem though was when we played and Planeswalker first came out, is it was unfair against non-Planeswalkers decks because the Planeswalkers were treated as players.
Sure.
So it's like they had a secondary player, and if you didn't have a card that did that, I was like, that's an unfair fucking advantage.
That's also why they errated a lot of the language from not Legacy or Vintage, but cards in the library. Put it like that, where it's to any target, or it goes to creature, player or planeswalker, because planeswalker is a separate entity, right?
Yeah, so basically, when it first came out, it was very much that if something targeted a player, the way that it originally first came out was that person could be like, oh no, that's my planeswalker. That's how originally it was, and you're like, well, this is fucking sucks. So Planeswalker's dead. That fucking doesn't matter to me. I want to hit him.
Yeah, I want to burn you. Like, well, especially with burn decks, right?
Yeah.
Of like, because that's a lot of what I play. I'm just dealing damage every single turn. I'm like on tempo, like boom, 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 boom.
Street Fighter. Pac-Man, here it is. I got the special pack ball, guys. You see this little mini game on the play field here? I gotta collect all of the pellets. Then there's the sorry, it gives you a lot of ball saves on it. After I hit this last one, then you're gonna come in here, and then my greatest fear is that, and that's when you get a ball drop no matter what. You have to get around to the side, which is really hard to do without hitting them.
Oh. It looked like it was almost going to save. I don't like how quick the score goes.
It shouldn't, because it's future pinball. It should always pop up here, but it's not. So I have no idea why. It doesn't matter. I definitely didn't get 51 million. What's up, Full Tilt? We're not even paying attention. Full Tilt just rated us.
Nice. Welcome
Sorry,
aboard,
Full Tilt.
everybody.
We got in a Magic the Gathering
We got
debate.
laser
Not a
focused.
debate. We were just talking
Yeah,
about
we're
it.
just talking about it, but laser focused on Magic the Gathering.
Full Tilt. What were you just streaming? Thank you, Kim, for welcoming him, though. We appreciate that.
Yeah. So guys, just to give you guys an idea of what's going on, we're doing some pinball streaming right now. We're going to get into some arcade action after we play this table. But we're going to play this table for a little bit longer. We just started this table. Whoa! Tried shooting for that ramp, did not make it. I did not make it.
But yeah, we've streamed, let's see, what did we play today? We just finished Doctor Who. We had Street Fighter 2 earlier. We played Darkest Dungeons. NBA Fast Break.
Yep. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep. There you go, you got to the mini game. If you beat this, your score's gonna jump. That's the main thing that you're trying to do with the ramps is get to the point where you do the mini games, because you get like 10 million for beating them. Like, it's a good amount for this table. Because it's not a super high scoring table. You got it. See, you jumped from, you were under 1 million and you're at 11 million now.
So that definitely beats my high score. Holy shit! Out of bumpers, I just jumped up to 19 million.
You lose.
Yeah, I don't care if I lose. I definitely have to, I got 4 balls left. This definitely beats my previous high score on this table. I'm just trying to see where exactly it's... So all I needed to beat was 3 million. I have exceeded that boundary. And I got 4 balls left. Let's go!
Get
Shoot
ready.
again. Nope. Ball 3.
Get ready.
Ball saved. Let's keep it moving. Nope.
You
That's gonna be ball 4. See, I got 2 balls left.
I made you make them sound. This is a sipper. This is not a shot. It is very strong. Just
All right.
warning you. It's very good.
You put water in that concentration mix, right?
I Duke Nukem Sour is you make your own sour mix from scratch.
All right.
So I didn't use the mix at all.
Because if you use that sour mix, I made
No,
that
I
mistake.
know. I only bought the sour mix for you. I always make my sour mix from scratch. It's just, dude, it's super easy. It's just lemon juice and simple syrup. That's all that's in there. It's worthless to buy it when I already have those 2 mixes here.
We got Metal Slug going. That's a game we should play on stream.
The only reason I haven't is earlier this year I played through all of them all the way through X.
Oh, fair enough then. Yeah, there's no reason to repeat yourself.
I played Demon Front though, which is a successor to that. Ooh, another one that I would like to do is what
Street
game is
Fighter.
that?
No, I don't want to switch the games. I love the Street Fighter
Have you ever
music.
played? Is it Hard Corpse? Have you ever played Hard Corpse Uprising?
No.
It's basically a spiritual sequel to Contra on the PS3.
All right, word.
It is super awesome. The only way you can really beat it is with co-op. I have it on there. I got it because me and Music were gonna play it, but you know that never happened.
All right, what am I shooting for exactly? Because every time that I hit the ramp, I change games.
Yes. So you're right now. You're gonna do a second ball lock, which is right here, right? So the next time you go on either one of these, it's gonna start the Pac-Man minigame.
Oh, okay. So I just
Okay?
need to.
Then when you go here again, and when you do it again, it's a lock, and then there's 2 other minigames. There's a speedball. And
All right. I got you. So I got to
Yeah,
shoot
so
for a ramp.
each one of these are levels and then 2 minigames.
Pac-Man.
Yeah,
There we
so
go.
now you got the Pac-Man minigame. You gotta launch it. It gives you a special Pac-Man ball. Which makes sense. Pac-Man's the only one who can eat those power pellets. If anybody else does, they die.
Yeah. Damn. All right, got that one. Just got the 2 left. 1 left. Keep shooting around it. Come on. Come on. Got it.
All right, now you have to get around the go around the farthest left loop or ramp, farthest lane.
I'm stuck in the bumpers.
No, you completed it. You did exactly what I said. You're at 41. You're almost to where I was
Nah,
at.
damn it.
Get ready to take a picture. Now it pops up. The reason it didn't pop up is if your score is not good enough, it will not tell it to you. Because it's not worthy. You're worthy enough.
But that's a jump. That's
Yeah.
a jump.
You get to put your name in there. Because I've played this table a lot, so if there's a threshold
Yeah.
for it popping the score up, that's why. At least it's not broken.
Right. Oh, that's nice.
That's some Woodford Reserve too. It's
Yeah.
not Jameson.
Wait, what?
It's not Jameson. That's Woodford Reserve.
Yeah. Woodford's good, isn't it?
No, that's what I'm saying. But like, I just finished that bottle because I've had it for a year.
Have you? I got that for your birthday. didn't
Not
I?
this year, last year. So it's actually over a year.
That's aged. Okay.
It's aged. We're aging our own whiskey here at Quicksave Bar and Arcade.
Alright, gotta be right back.
You lose. Get ready.
Luckily for that ball save, gotcha. No! Don't forget, guys, we have plenty of stream. We're not even halfway done with our stream, guys. We'll be after this at about 6 o'clock ish. We're gonna be moving over to the arcade, so there will be a break, about 20 minutes or so, and then we're gonna be playing our favorite new to us arcade games for this year. Oh, ball save. That's not my fault. Ah!
Get ready.
I'm just happy that we did the We did. I don't know. I don't know where I was going. I was about to start to say something. I have no idea. My bad. You ever have that? You ever have that happen? I'm sure you had. Where you start to say something and then immediately forget what you were gonna say.
Not as often as you, but yes, it does happen.
It happens to me quite often. It sucks, actually.
Oh my god, that was just... I get one more shot at this, guys. No! Oh, I was using my balls during that. I thought it was just ball save, but it is not. What can I say? That's what I can say.
I bet it the fool. All right, let's go. Starting at 0, Retroflair, December 31st, 2023. Let's make some memories tonight. Oh, did not get up the ramp and got punished. Punished!
I haven't talked yet. I talked about my favorite games of this year. I've talked about my favorite movies. We touched just a tiny bit. We talked about the One Piece the live action.
That was.
But my top TV shows of this year. Number 5 was Ahsoka. I think that Dave Filoni should have been given keys to the kingdom. He was handpicked by George Lucas, mind you. So he understands Star Wars better than anybody else. He's the one who created Ahsoka. He created Rebels. Like, he is the guy. Right?
Yeah, and Rebels was great.
Yeah.
If you have not seen anything from Rebels, it does not suck like the Disney movies of Star Wars. It actually is a really killer series. Ezra is someone that's very relatable.
Yeah.
Of like, it's kind of a coming of age story, which
in the beginning of the rebellion as well, like, you know, there's a lot there. They did a really good job with the series.
Fatality.
That's starting to happen again. Happening.
You lose.
That was too fast.
Yeah, that was sad. It didn't even have
Silo
enough.
was another show that I really enjoyed this year. Apple Plus was my streaming service of the year. Here's the thing, if you don't know anything about Apple Plus is all original content. It is all Apple content that they've created. There's nothing on there, like, you're not gonna watch Benny Hill or Frasier or any old shows on there. So they have to fill out their entire thing with original content.
Sure.
And Apple has a lot of money. But you know what sucks? I don't know, are you a Prime member?
I am.
Okay. Did you get the email saying that next year Prime is going to start having commercials on their content now?
Oh my god. Yeah, Bozos, thank you. Appreciate it, buddy.
I mean, nobody asked you to spend $300 million on the Ring of Power. Oh, that was a good show.
No, he's just trying to make as much money as he can and pay
Well,
for.
I mean, they're spending so much money on original content that you when you do $1 billion to make a Lord of the Rings TV show. That is no joke. $1 billion to make that show. Plus, that I'm sure that includes getting the rights, which is not cheap.
Yeah, probably not.
And it looks like a Lord of the Rings movie. Like, it is obviously very well done. But that's not the only show. I mean, all those shows are like movies. The quality of them is so good.
How about, see, what I don't like is I want to be able to watch Invincible, which Robert Kirkman has already said of like going ahead in the future of like and making this project on top of all of the other projects that he's involved with is almost impossible. Of like, he'd have to be 100% dedicated to this, and he's not. And he's a modern comic book legend. If you know anything about
you don't need to be involved in all these stupid Walking Dead fucking spin-offs. Nobody gives a fuck.
Oh no, he's not involved with those projects at all.
Yeah, he's executive producing all that shit. Stick to Invincible. Walking Dead's had its time.
It's had its time. I'm
sorry if there's people out there that like I stopped watching after Negan. It was great for what it was at the time, but it did go down. Even people that did watch it all the way to the end did say it go down. People did like Darren Dixon. I mean,
Daryl, yeah.
His spinoff that had its first season this year. And then there's another one with Maggie and Negan. But it's just almost like the actress that plays Maggie was like, I will play her forever. And it's just like, you want to milk this character because people... I don't even like. I don't think she's that interesting. She's definitely not the most interesting. The most interesting character. You've seen any Walking Dead at all?
I've seen quite a bit. Yeah.
So who would you say? Would you say Maggie's the most interesting character there?
Daryl shines over her.
For sure.
Rick is actually a very good character of like, because he's this father that lost his wife. He's having to raise a son.
And he's having a serious Michonne. Like that's. I would be interested in that.
Right. Like, to me, of like, there's more depth there. Of like, so you have this single father that's having to deal with...
Well, especially because his kid is dead, too.
Oh, Carl died?
The actor wanted to go to college or something. So, unlike the comic where
he stays around.
I think he's the last one. I think he's the one who's standing in the end, at the very end of the comic, and Rick is dead. I think they just switched it because the actor was like, oh, I'm going to go to... And they didn't want to recast him. I didn't really like that actor kid anyway. He was kind of whiny. That's why that meme, like fucking the one where he's like, you know what I'm talking about, that the person...
Yeah, the Carl.
Yeah. I don't know, is all of Rick's kids dead? Is the little baby dead? I didn't watch it all the way through. If anybody's watched enough of Walking Dead, let me know.
Yeah, I watched as much Walking Dead as I read Walking Dead, so...
Yeah, I have the
that should give you an
but I
idea.
don't have the last one, so I don't know I just know the end of the comic because there was, when he had the last volume come out, somebody posted about it, and they're like, if you don't want to know the ending to it, and I'm like, I don't fucking care. So I read the article.
Sure.
And it was like Carl was at the end, and I'm like, oh, that's so different because I know Carl's dead in the TV show. Andrea is a much better character in the comic that I don't know if it was the actress or how they wrote, but Andrea was super annoying on the TV show. They killed her super early too.
Andrea?
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
She has Michonne's place in the comic. Her and Rick get together in the comic. That never happened in the TV show.
Doesn't she also hook up with the old man?
I think so. But everybody hated the actress so much that they were like, we have to kill her. That's bad, guys. When your acting is so bad that people are like literally threatening your existence, and the writer's like, sorry,
Fatality.
I know this isn't part of the comic, but you just suck. We have to get rid of you. She was much stronger and wasn't as whiny in the comic, and maybe that's the way. I mean, it may have nothing to do with the actress. It could have been the way that they wrote it.
Yeah.
But she was blamed because she's the one in front of the camera doing it. Just like Hayden Christensen, he's blamed by how bad Anakin was, but he didn't write that dialogue.
Or what about the actor
Jar Jar
that plays
Binks.
Jar Jar Binks is one of them?
They redeemed him. Not Jar Jar Binks, the actor.
Okay, the actor. So, how about this? The kid that played Joffrey in Game of Thrones.
I hate that fucking kid.
Of like
I hate the kid.
I don't know anything about the kid, but
No, I know, but I get it. That's why I can only complain so much. Like, if I saw that kid in the street right now, I'd poison him. Because Game of Thrones, because TV is real. And if one thing that Game of Thrones has taught me is you see that kid, you poison. No,
you
I'm
poison
shit-
him. You poison him. You don't straight up murder him. You
But
don't
no,
like, stab
even
him.
before
You
Joffrey,
poison him. Get in their
Draco
good graces.
Malfoy, the kid who played him in Harry Potter, because the Malfoys are the bad guys in Harry Potter, right? They're not the ones that they come from this long line of Slytherins, right?
Right.
And so like that actor, that kid was not well liked, and then he did a pretty decent arc on the Flash, the actor. He did a good
Okay.
job, but he played a hero. He was like, yeah, I gotta play something different because like I'm getting death threats. Like that's too much, people.
Yeah. What I am excited for is season 4 of The Boys.
Yeah. So did you see Gen V?
Yeah.
So yeah, Gen V like sets up a bunch of stuff for The Boys season 4. Gen V was another show that I really in my top 5 this year. The Boys was so good, I was worried because Gen V doesn't have a comic base like The Boys
Sure.
does.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as a spin-off, like it had the same what you expect, the same gore, the same like satire and all that other stuff, but the story was compelling, the mystery was compelling. I cared about the characters. Like spoiler, but when the kid, the fire guy or whatever, dies like in the second episode, I didn't expect that because they made him to be the big deal.
Right.
And then at the very end, seeing Homelander just come in like, I'm gonna take care of this fucking shit. God, Anthony Starr, that guy just plays Homelander too well that I would question if I met him. That's when you're a good actor. Like Anthony Hopkins, he's done so many roles now, but if you just base it and all you knew was Hannibal Lecter and any of his other dark roles, you would be like, I don't know if I want to eat with this guy.
No, but Gen V was well done, well executed.
They have a Mexico spin-off that they're going to be doing as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Now I'm all for it. I'm like, you already proved you guys can do spin-offs.
But they kept on theme. They haven't defied anything that is already set up in The Boys. And I'm not worried about the comic books. I'm looking at this other media, right? I'm looking at the video production. I'm looking at the way the plot is developing, the rules.
Yeah, they put the same, if you do a spin-off, you have to put in the same amount of effort that works. Right?
And not just that, but the parameters and the rules of the way works,
but
right?
a lot of spin-offs sometimes are cheap knockoffs because they're trying to cash in on the success of something.
And usually when they do that, they leave out details or they change details that defies the physics of that universe, right?
Yeah.
You want to be very centric about the way that world operates.
Yeah.
If you're going to make something with magic, you can't just say, oh, this works because it's magic. You need to actually explain why this works.
Yeah, Marvels, even Harry Potter, explains how all that works.
You can't just wish something of magic has limitations. So what are those limitations?
But I use the best way a spin-off works, and I'm going to use Frasier because Frasier is still to this day. If we talk about acclaimed and the amount of people that have watched, is still to this day the most successful spin-off of another show. Period.
Sure.
It won more Emmys than any show besides Game of Thrones. Finally got more Emmy nominations than Frasier did. David I. Pierce and Kelsey Grammer, the most nominated actor in a TV role ever, has played the same role longer than any other actor ever. when he originally was supposed to be on Cheers, he was supposed to be a small little role for a couple of episodes to be Diane's boyfriend, because Sam was like this baseball player, so they needed a stuffy shirt guy to be the foil to their relationship.
Sure.
But Kelsey Grammer came in and knocked it out of the park, that they kept him. That if you've ever seen Cheers, Lilith and Frasier were there till the end. Those
Right.
became normal characters. Kelsey Grammer had a contract where they were going to give him a series, not necessarily Frasier, after Cheers, because
Right.
he did so well in it. They developed this really weird Rear Window-based kind of weird thing, and it didn't work out. They decided that, so the head of NBC is like, why don't you just continue to play Frasier? So the writers got together and like, all right, well, he can't be in Boston anymore. Put him
Right.
in Seattle. We need a juxtaposition. So one of the head writers is like, my dad just had a stroke and I had to take care of him. That's really hard, especially if you're kind of estranged with your parent.
Right.
Even if you have a good relationship, that can be hard.
Yeah.
And so they're like, all right, so let's make his dad like a blue-collar cop. So completely opposite of him. But the biggest difference that they did in Frasier that sitcoms never did before is they made his brother just like him. Usually his brother would be a plumber or somebody different. They made him more stuffy shirt, more obsessed.
More like him, but they made
so
the dad.
snobby. And they did jokes. They always did jokes, because I just read a Variety piece about Frasier. They had all the people, this is a couple years ago, but the Variety just reposted it. And they had all the writers and actors and stuff. But John Mahoney's recently passed away, so this is his last interview. But they never took the audience for granted. They did highbrow hijinks that you usually only did in theater.
Sure.
They made jokes about opera and wine that most people didn't even understand, but their whole rule was, if 90% of the jokes people understand, we can get away with the 10% of the highbrow shit.
Right.
And that's why that worked. And so that's how a successful spinoff is. You need to make sure that the foundation of whatever you're spinning off is still there.
Right, exactly.
And that's what Gen V did. What The Boys does is it's a satire. It's in your face. It's unapologetic.
Social commentary.
You couldn't have done something that was subdued
Right.
or half-assed.
No, you got to go full in. You got to be balls deep in this
And
bitch.
nowadays, it's very difficult to surprise anybody in a TV show.
Right.
Right? We're so desensitized to so much.
Yeah, but seeing the episode where the dude is able to enlarge himself and diminish himself, and then he walks in this dude's dick, and then he sneezes and he blows up and he kills a dude.
Well, that's
Of
The
like-
Boys, but I'm talking about like in Gen V.
Gen
where
V,
she was the ear when she went in the dude's ear and killed him. My
Yeah.
favorite one was the puppet murders. Where, because
Sure.
now he sees everything, and it's just like this whole like Muppets thing, and
Yeah.
it's just like lit. Like that was just so awesome. And they knew when they started the season that they wanted to do a sequence like that, but as they were writing, they didn't know exactly, because everybody's like, oh, everything seems like it's so perfectly planned. As somebody who's worked as a writer and worked in video and stuff, a lot of stuff comes to you as it goes. Nobody's writing these TV shows with every detail in mind. Stuff comes up naturally as things progress.
Sure.
Right? We're creating this story. You get to know the characters, and then you feel like you know these characters. This is the natural thing to go. This is the next place this character should be.
right. Well, it's the same thing as writing. Of like,
it is writing. I mean, the writers they don't. They're yes, you're thinking a little bit differently because you need to visually have something stand out differently than a book does. Because
Sure.
you can rely on as many details in a book, but when you're writing a screenplay, your details that you provide are limited because a screenplay is much shorter, right?
Right.
You don't have pages and pages to talk about how beautiful this dude's hair is. You say he has the blonde-haired guy if the blonde hair is important to the character.
Yeah.
If not, you don't put it in.
yeah, you don't even put it in because it can change to red, black, brown.
Yeah. If it doesn't make a difference, that's
Green.
the whole thing. Like as a writer, you have to explain those details.
Right.
But when I first started writing screenplays, they were like 3-4 minute little short films, and they're like 15 pages long. And I was lucky enough to meet a pretty seasoned playwright and screenwriter. You know, she had written some stuff, not like super famous, but some
Sure.
stuff that had been on TV, you know, and she was like, there's a formula. Unlike novels, which yes, there is a basic formula.
Yeah.
There's act structures and things like that, but you can write a book that's 150 pages, or you can say, I'm Stephen King, and I'm going to write every detail that I could possibly think
Right.
of forever. And that's just fine. There's no wrong or right way to do that.
Exactly.
But in a screenplay, every one page equals 1 minute of screen time. So you have to be very specific on how you write. There's a format, a very, very strict format. And I didn't know that. I just wrote whatever. I was like, no, this has to be this. This guy's wearing overalls. Well, is it important? Why is this guy wearing overalls?
Are they dirty overalls? Are they clean? Does he have a strap?
Yeah,
loose?
like, but is it something visually that is so important? Like if I'm like, this guy walks in, all right, so Derek walks into the police station holding a gun. That is exactly what I have to put in to the screenplay because you need to know that.
Yeah.
But if his shirt is untucked, that doesn't make a difference.
That doesn't matter.
If he's white, black, or Asian, is that important for some reason for the story? No, it is not. You do not add it. You do not add any of that. You don't sit there and be like, well, back when his father first put him on his knee. You know, like they'll do a lot of flashbacks to give the motivations. Yes, that totally makes sense.
In a novel, it's important because you don't have the other medium that's going to come in and fill those details out.
You don't have an actor that's going to give you certain things that's going to bring you more into the character.
Exactly. A novel, you're out there by yourself,
not to say
so you got to.
King has not gone overboard with some of his descriptions.
yes, for sure. I've read a lot of, I've read a lot of books too. Yeah. I've read a lot of horror. I love horror. Like I still love horror. It's one of my favorite genres of all time. Of like,
well, and even he's like that. The thing is that I can understand because horror and explaining something like that of why
you
have it's psychological. There needs to be a lot of visual details to that.
The easiest way to explain it is you need to make the ordinary extraordinary.
Yeah.
And then you need to make the extraordinary ordinary.
But here's the thing about King, though. King has written books that are not horror.
No.
Thrillers.
The Green Mile.
Yeah, he's
short story, but it was great.
All of The Green Mile is not a short story.
No, it was a book.
Else. Yeah, that book is big. It's one of his biggest books. I think The Stand is the only other book that's bigger than The Green Mile.
I read The Stand, and that, oh my God, there's a lot to that. There's a lot to that story.
He's written sci-fi. He's written, but he always writes. That's just the type of writer he is.
Yeah, he's always going. He's
got a lot to say, and for the most part, it's fine. But sometimes I'm like, okay, let's get to the point, King. I don't care about this guy's foot fungus.
You lose.
All right, you're up. Is that foot fungus important to my life?
Man, do I like those little sausages.
This is the last turn of pinball right here, guys. We'll be taking a 20-25 minute break. Make sure you guys are following us so you get notifications. Unfortunately, the break will stop our stream. We're moving to a completely different machine. We're going to be playing some arcade games. So there's just no way we found to be able to continue the stream between multiple machines.
Not without building a super PC where we have HDMI switchers and shit of like,
yeah,
that's like, looking into it of like, it's really expensive. We've got what we've got. We're working with what we got, and we got a lot.
We're going to be back with some classic arcade games. We'll be doing some more high score stuff on there. And then leading into some Mortal Kombat 1 and some Street Fighter to end our stream and ringing in the new year. So make sure you guys are following us and you got notifications on, so when we do come back online, you'll know. You know, maybe you like, or maybe you just like pinball and you hate our guts and we're on mute. They're like, oh my God, Stephen King, that guy sucks.
Fatality.
I think that's why we lost a few followers. It's like, I mentioned Stephen King, and they're like, no, 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 not him, not him.
You said something about a woman's caboose, and we lost a bunch of followers.
I did. I say a woman's cute, and we lose followers.
But you know, in reality, you know, we're also going to be taking just a little break to chill out as well. It doesn't necessarily take us 20-25 minutes, especially with this new setup that we have. But you know, we need to take a little break here halfway through our stream.
I mean, we're going 12 hours here, and we're not playing the same game, so there is that setup, and we're going to take that liberty to go through it. And you know what? We'll
As the
still be
Statue
on.
of Liberty.
We'll still be on. Yeah, bumpers, do all the work for me. That was weird. Ball got stalled. It freaked me out. It freaked me out too much. Let's go. Galaga 88, we're playing that tonight, baby. We're not playing Nebulous, though. All right. Let's go. No.
Fatality.
Fatality. The delay on this. All right, that's it, guys. So we are going to hit that. All right, guys, we are going to be right back. Give us a second. The stream is going to stop, and we're going to be transitioning over, but we will be back with you as soon as we can.